Peace, peace, peace. Still clear light bulb lessons. Tonight, hey, we diving in. We coming with it real. We coming with it raw. And it's pretty simple. I just been working on some technology today. And first and foremost, man, I'm gonna say shout out to everybody out there. I hope you're doing well. I hope you are actually thriving. It's 2025, and I pray that you are thriving. I pray that you are meeting the mark in terms of the things that you expected for yourself starting off the top of the year. So I'm trying to keep this thing from shaking, but real talk, man, like I'm just so grateful, man, that I get this opportunity to come and pour in and get straight to it. We're 2 minutes in. I don't want to waste no more of your time. Hey, subscribe to the channel. Whether you comment, whether you like, whether you don't, man, trust me, this is worthy information. We're talking about leadership. That's what we're about. That's what we on. That's what it's always coming back down to in terms of just the reason why we're here. It's no need to be here if we don't have a purpose. And tonight's purpose is, when is passion too much in terms of leadership? When is passion over the top? When is it going too far? And there's a phrase out there that says, uh, praise in public and chastise in private, or reprimand in private. So again, with that, uh, it's something that happened 2 days ago that I looked at and I said, man, we got to build about that. We got to get hot and heavy on that, because there's leaders out there, again, listening to the narrative. There's a narrative out there when you start talking about passion. I'm very passionate. As a passionate leader, that's something that I look at as a positive trait. But there is a balance that we must strike in terms to be effective, in terms of being, passionate as well. I can honestly say that sometimes, hey, I've had to check myself. I've had to unlearn some things in terms of, wow, understanding my audience, knowing where I'm at, knowing who I'm talking to, and being able to relate. And the most important key word, being effective. So check this out.
Big picture, like you said that 10 and 10 a couple weeks ago. Obviously, the last 2 weeks haven't gone the way you thought. What did you feel like have been the biggest issues in the past 5 games?
I don't know, man. We're gonna keep fighting. That's it. As a group, as a team, we're gonna keep fighting. Right? We're gonna keep trying to get back to the drawing board. We keep trying to guard people. We keep trying to score people, and we're playing good people too. Right? But I know these guys aren't gonna quit. No, they're not gonna quit. Right? And I understand that, like, um, yeah, I don't understand that a lot of people have quit on us, and well deserved. If you hate me, absolutely, man, great. If you think I suck, if you think I can't coach, I'm with you, man. Good for you, because you're allowed to have opinions. If you think I should be fired, good for you. You're allowed to have opinions, right? A lot of people have given up on this team. They've given up on me. I don't really give a damn. I believe in myself, and I believe in these guys. Okay, so like, don't give up on these guys. Don't give up on these kids. If you don't want to show up because of me, don't show up because of me. Because you think I suck. Cool. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it. I know people believe in me, right? I know people at Notre Dame believe in me. But don't give up on these kids, man. Like, what have they done for people to give up on them? I know if you're not with us because we're losing, you don't want to come watch this, fine. But do it because of me then. But not these kids, man. They don't deserve that. They don't deserve that. Like, ain't nobody else getting home at 5 a.m. from Boston College and going to class the next day and coming to practice and working out and preparing to play Louisville. Nobody else is doing that. Don't give up on these kids, man.
All right, we're gonna pause it right there. So one of the key takeaways that, by the way, if you don't know, this is obviously Notre Dame's coach, head college basketball coach, Micah Shrewsberry. And They played Louisville, which is my team. Shout out to them Louisville Cardinals, man. Got to represent. Uh, when I was in the womb, I was a Louisville Cardinal fan, so always got to put that disclaimer out there. I know there's a lot of people out there that's like, man, whatever. But hey, I'm saying that because it means something to me. But again, they played Louisville up in Indiana at Notre Dame, and Coach uh, Shrewsberry, he uh, this is his post game conference, and the question that was asked of him from Coach Shrewsberry was basically just, man, where do you think the program is right now? I think their record is like, I don't know, 12 and 15 maybe, or something, 12 and 11 somewhere, 12 and 12. I'm not sure. But man, when that question was asked of coach, you can see he started off very calm. He started off, basically, hey, if you're going to blame anybody, blame me. That's real leadership. I showed this clip to my son. He's 10 years old. He said, Dad, the good thing is he as the coach took responsibility. And I could understand why he would be mad, especially if his team lost. And here's the thing, you all, it has nothing to do with the other team. Truth be told, it has nothing to do with Louisville. It has nothing to do with Florida State. It has nothing to do with Pitt. It has nothing to do with North Carolina, Duke, Clemson, Wake Forest, all of those ACC teams that I believe over the course of the year since the season started, Notre Dame has lost to. It has to do with he is the coach. He has players on his team. He has to develop his players. He has to get his players in the winning mindset. So again, you keep hearing him stress over and over. Calm, cool, and collected. Don't give up on these kids because the majority of the individuals that's in that room have some sort of affiliation with the University of Notre Dame. They're reporters, they're journalists. So of course, them sitting in that room, hey, they are coming in just like him. They saw the game. They saw what took place. They sure have seen many of the games. But the reality is, we're starting off by saying one, he said, if you're going to blame somebody, blame me. Two, man, don't give up on these kids. He's also talking about the responsibility. Who's playing Boston College up in Boston and then flying back at midnight up at class the very next day. Some will say, hey, all the players are doing that. And you would be correct. But the reality of what he's saying is hey, these are still young men. They're still developing. And you want to sit in here with a camera in my face. You want to sit in here with a uh, a microphone, and you want to ask me all the questions. And that's his job. He gets paid to sit there pre-game and after game and explain the accountability of his team and what he's accountable for, obviously, as well as his assistant coaches, as well as the athletic trainers, as well as the scorekeepers, everybody that's a part of that outfit or that team. It's not just the players; it's everybody on that team that creates, uh, that synergy in terms of where the season goes. So, again, lastly, he took accountability. He's saying that hey, that's on me. I take full accountability. He's also saying don't give up on these kids. He's also saying we're going to get better. So we'll keep rolling.
I don't care about anybody's opinion. I know who I am. I know I can coach basketball, and I know I'm turning this program around. So you gave up on me already? I'm gonna see you back here.
All right, we're gonna pause right there. Freeze that. He's basically saying, I know I can coach. This man, I believe, was on the bench with the Boston Celtics. Some will say, well, that don't mean he can coach. Man, listen, you're not getting on no bench with the Boston Celtics if you don't know how to coach. I bring up Rick Pitino. Rick Pitino, younger in his career, went to Boston. The famous line, Larry Bird, Kevin McHale, Robert Parrish is not coming through that door. He's famous for that. Still to this day, they're gonna always say, uh, you know, Rick Pitino said Larry Bird's not coming through that door. He made a bunch of excuses or whatever because they were losing. Rick said the exact same thing all of them years ago, 20, 25, dang that 30 years ago, the same thing that Coach Micah Shrewsberry is saying right now. He said it. He talked about the town, Beantown. He talked about Boston. And to this day, they won't let that down. Those Boston fans is like, man, we don't care what Rick Pitino does from here on out. The bottom line is you were our coach, and in our eyes, you failed. You didn't produce, and that's it. We live in a culture now that's even more prevalent today than it was back then of cancel culture. It's coaches out there winning. Mike Brown that used to coach LeBron at Cleveland. Winning at Sacramento, they let him go. But as you can see, hey, he's starting to rise. That thin line of, hey, praising in public as well as chastising in private, it's starting to show. It's starting to show a little bit. And like he said, yo, I don't give a damn. At the end of the day, I'm the coach of this team. I know what we're capable of. And if you're giving up on us, then I don't want to see your face. So, as you see, the temperature is beginning to rise.
Give it damn. Don't give up on these kids because we're going to get this thing rolling. I sat there and watched more Louisville fans in here than Notre Dame people. And that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing for me because I'm the head coach here. And yes, I got us in this predicament.
Hey, I got us in this predicament. I'm the head coach. To me, uh, hey, Coach Micah Shrewsberry is taking real responsibility, win or lose, because this is also about life, you all. This is about life. I'm a leadership coach myself. I've been leading for a long stinking time, and I've sit exactly where this coach sits, just in another environment, an environment of leading and training Marines. I've sit there. I've had to look at, you know, uh, what we call subordinates. I've had to look at peers. I've had to look at, individuals above me that, I had to truly look in the face and say, hey, I take full responsibility. Yeah, we're screwed up right now. We're quote butt crack. As a drill instructor, hey, when you're looking at your leadership and they're saying, hey, what's wrong? Why are you all failing? Why is the Marines not responding? It seems like the morale is low, the discipline's low, the just overall sheer care is low. As the leadership, you got to be responsible for that. And you can see the look on his face, right? He's thinking now, man. Like he's saying it that, hey, man, I know I can coach. I know at the end of the day, it's on me. Every win, every loss, it's on me. You just got to respect what he's saying, man. We're moving on.
But don't come back when we're losing or when we're winning because we're turning this around, man. You better believe that. Everybody that gave up on me, believe it. Write this date down and believe it because we're going to get this thing rolling. I don't care if you gave up on me or not.
Hey, man. Hey, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Some hate it. Because you could go on YouTube right now, as you saw, I just played it from YouTube. It's true diehard Notre Dame fans on there. Hey, they creaming Coach Micah Shrewsberry right now. They're creaming. They're like, yo, you can't coach. You are trash. You are horrible. You know what, coach? Hey, stop crying like a baby. You're like a big baby right now. Whatever. The comments is full throttle right now. Um, and some feel like what he did was totally unprofessional, totally inappropriate. He lost his cool. Uh, he Stop praising in public, i.e., hey, these kids are working hard, they're playing hard, they're doing everything in their power. It's not like they're going out on the court and just completely quitting. They're giving what they have. Nobody's talking about talent right now. Nobody's talking about this nil and how it's affecting things. The University of Notre Dame just went to the college championship. And with that being said, hey, they're known as a football school. They're not even known as a big bang basketball school. Have they had great players over the years? Of course they have. Alfonso Ellis, uh, man, he's always going to be the first one that comes to mind. Monty, that coached the Pelicans, uh, in the NBA. So they've had great players. Shout out to Hall of Fame coach who was at this particular game against Louisville the other night, Digger Phelps. Digger Phelps is the winningest all time, for University of Notre Dame in terms of coaching basketball. But hey, you saw what he did. He stood up, and his passion it took over. His love took over. His care took over. His hard work, his frustration, all of those things that we as leaders experience took over. And when you start looking at it from the aspect of, is he right? Is he wrong? You know, some are calling it right now. Let me see here. They're calling it. See, look at this. This is what they calling it, man. They're calling it an epic rant. So looking at it from this standpoint, an epic rant. Think about how many rants we've seen over the years. You go on Google, any search engine right now, you type in the angriest coach, there's one name that's going to pop up. And usually that name is doggone Bobby Knight, University of Indiana, actually in the same state. You got to understand, Shrewsberry has sort of what somehow in some, you know, coaching realms come from that tree. Shrewsbury was under Brad Stevens, that's up at the Boston Celtics right now. Not as the head coach, but he's up there. He's operations or half owner of the team, director, whatever the case he may be. He did coach Boston for a while. Then he moved up to that upstairs in the glass box position. But Shrewsbury was an assistant coach at Butler, which is also in Indiana. So when you start looking at these angles, just like me as a leader, I use myself as an example because I'm me. It is what it is. I was trained by some of the hardest Marines that ever put a uniform on, and I saw their style of leadership. They didn't pull no punches. They would blast the crap out of you if you wasn't on the straight and narrow, if you wasn't focused, if you wasn't dialed in, if you wasn't ready to train, ready to get up and as you all say, non-military exercise or whatnot. We call it PT, physical fitness. Uh, you know, but man, he comes from a tree of passion, is all I'm saying. And he sit on this press conference at his home arena. He talked, and you could just see the exponential aspect of his passion take over. Has he apologized? I'm not sure. Will he apologize? I'm not sure. But stand in the main frame of things, we're 20 minutes in, and I want to walk away from this light, live leadership. This leadership challenge is what I would call it, with us as leaders able to understand that, yeah, some call it losing your cool. Some call it, oh man, he this, he that, But as you see, hey, they're calling it an epic rant. Another thing that they're looking at when it comes to this, they're looking at, it's a big one right here, man. Real big one. They're looking at unprofessional Because here's what you got to look at as a leader. He's not only being looked at as himself, i.e., the coach of Notre Dame, all of Notre Dame, all the leadership across Notre Dame feels that because the rest of the country's watching. They're looking, saying, "Oh man, he done flipped out, he done spazzed out, he done lost his cool. It's just a game, you know. Okay, the boys is out there winning, but it's just a game." As a leader, hear me out on this one. You should write this one down. Definitely write this one down. As a leader, you're always being looked at in terms of your professionalism. In the moment that you get labeled as unprofessional, epic rant, you had that one rant, you spaz out for whatever reason. Oh, he's unprofessional. People will keep that same stigma on you for the gusto. As long as they could continue to always sit back in the corner and say, oh, he's unprofessional. Some will say, oh, no, he's just very passionate. And he had every right to be upset. I will also say, man, another key element is truly knowing your audience, man. You know, Shrewsberry knows the whole world's watching. Whether you're in France, whether you're in Italy, any Alaska, anywhere there's people that love basketball, they're watching and they seen it. And not knowing his background, why is this coach yelling? Why is he jumping up? Why is he slamming chairs or whatever the case? He's slamming the chair, and now all of a sudden, oh, he's a horrible coach. He needs to be fired. They're not looking at behind the curtain. Now, praise in public, reprimand in the trenches, reprimand in this case in the locker room, reprimand in this case at practice with the door shut to the gym and nobody's watching. I'm sure that's happening. And you have to understand the different styles of leadership, laissez-faire, democratic, uh, authoritative. He's all of those. You take every style of leadership as a basketball coach, he has to be every one of them. And a big thing that he's really got to think about too, and as leaders we all got to think about, uh, is, man, awareness. Also looking at it from, is he, approachable? I guarantee you, if you go get any player on that team from Notre Dame and you put them on this panel, which a lot of times most coaches they bring their players on there with them, and they talk about the game or whatever. Sometimes they're smiling. Oh yeah, we hit 20 shots and went on a run, whatever. But this wasn't one of those moments. And he was aware of where he was. And he was also aware of, yeah, everybody's watching. But guess what? I'm almost feeling threatened. I'm almost feeling like you're basically telling me that we don't care. You're saying give up on us because we're not winning. Well, I'm gonna tell you this. Like I said earlier, I'm a University of Louisville fan, and I can promise you, as a Louisville fan, a true Louisville fan, hey, we've been through some heartache and pain over, I would say, for the last 12 years. Yeah, we won some games after we won the championship in 2013 with Peyton Siva. Shout out to Peyton Siva. Shout out to Russ Smith, Shane Bohannon, Gorgie Jean, Luke Hancock. The amazing team. Kevin Ware, Montrez Harrell. A great team. But once the scandal happened, Louisville has not been the same. And we watched our team win, I want to say, 8 games in the last 2 years. The 2 years ago, we won 4 games. And like he said, there was more Louisville fans in here than Notre Dame fans. It's winning and losing. Some folks say, man, we don't want to talk about losing. You're either winning or you're losing. But I guarantee you, as a leader, you will take L's. I don't care who you are. I'll never sit here on this screen talking about, oh, I haven't taken L's. That's what light bulb lessons is all about. Albeit whether it's positive or negative. Negative meaning, yeah, we're going to take some negative losses. We're going to be in the negative column. We might go 500 for the season, or whatever the case. I don't want to rant and rave. I don't want to rant. Uh, trust me, I'm just very passionate. And, for this challenge, I just want it to be strategically clear that there are certain things that, as a leader, we always got to take into consideration. Whether he's considered right or wrong, this particular word is very powerful. It's a very powerful word right there. And when you're really passionate about something, as we know, Coach Micah Shrewsberry truly is for his team. Yeah, he was very passionate in that moment. If he would have did like this, you probably would have saw some tears trickle off his face because he wants to win. And like I said, as a Louisville fan, hey, we saw some tumultuous days, but man, look at us today. We're winning. The University of Louisville is winning 20-6. We won 20 games. We're back to where we're supposed to be. And it's because of the winning culture. And again, Coach Micah Shrewsberry, he's respected by all the coaches across college basketball. Some may be a little bitter about his so-called epic rant, but at the end of the day, they respect that man and they know how difficult it is as a leader, as a coach, being responsible for everything. In the most simple thing is winning. Yet it's truly the most hard thing. It's the hardest thing that they have to accomplish is to go out on that court and win consistently. Because everybody will ride with you when you up. Who's going to be there when you down? Like you said, it's more Louisville fans in the stands than us. And this is our home arena. You're in the arena and you all are yelling and screaming and pushing us on. Hey, that energy can transfer throughout that game. So again, just wanted to bring it to the attention. We love y'all out there. If you got questions, you got concerns, you got comments, put them in the comment. I really want to hear what you think. If you say, hey, T old man, whatever, you're wrong. That dude spazzed out. He lost his cool. He needs to be fired today type thing. Then so be it. Put it in the comments. I'm not going to debate with you, but I will say I know as a coach that possesses a lot of passion. When things are not going right, sometimes you can get out of character. You look at 50 interviews that coach has done over the last year, 2 years, and all it takes is this one for people to criticize him, to knock him down off the pedestal. And I would say look at the other side of that coin. He didn't hurt anyone. He wasn't on there cussing like crazy and, pointing the finger and cussing at people and I'll whoop your behind and all of that. No, that man passionate. That man like, man, you either ride with us or you don't. You a fan. You're a freaking journal guy. You're not in the dang on freaking trenches with us. Who are you to come and yeah, it's your job. You gotta ask me 1,000 questions, but don't sit here acting like, yo, I'm just supposed to sit here like I don't care. Of course I care. Call my wife and ask her how much I care in terms of how much time I'm really able to spend at home and things of that nature. They have a tough job. And again, some of those coaches, hey, this could be the turnaround for his team. I'm sure his players have seen it. Their parents, people who they care about in their life, they've seen this. Excuse me. And hey, they may lose every game for the rest of the season. But I guarantee you, if he's done it right, if that coach has done it right, them boys are loyal to him. Them boys want to see him get fired up. Them boys want to see him on the sideline blasting the thing on referees because these referees suck. These referees are horrible. I watch college basketball often, and I'm telling you, these referees are truly horrible. And these coaches, Steve Kerr, and a lot of these different coaches, they have every right to give these refs the business. So again, passion, passion. When does it go too far? I don't have all the answers, but I know what I know. And I truly believe I don't feel like he went too far. I do not feel like he went too far. I feel like he's, again, that key word you see on the screen. He's very passionate about it. He spoke his piece, and he's going back to the drawing board. And like he said, we start winning. Don't come all trying to love on us then. You either ride with us as a Notre Dame fan through thick and through thin. We had Coach Kenny Payne. He's Louisville's his alma mater. He's just not a great coach. But I never saw no passion come out of that man like I see with Coach Micah Shrewsberry. He was blaming the players. He was literally sitting there with the Cardinal Louisville bird behind him, blaming the players. Oh, they don't want to play. They're not passionate. They don't want to fight for one another. They're not fighting for the name on the jersey. It was always about them and never about him. And that's not it. That's why he is no longer the coach of the University of Louisville. He's sitting in Arkansas right now. Like I said, we love Kenny Payne. Kenny Payne won a national championship with the University of Louisville in 1986. It- but it wasn't it. As a coach, we wanted to see that type of passion that this coach is giving. We wanted to see him get upset and toss some chairs and say, hell no. If those players was that bad, show it. Show it. Again, you can't give them no public praise if they're not doing the things necessary that you're teaching. So as a leader, again, every outfit is different. I'm not telling you to go to work tomorrow. I'm not telling you in your leadership position to go and spaz out tomorrow. But I'm telling you, passion. Sometimes, hey, it'll come out of you. If you're a passionate person, it will come out of you. But just understand your environment, understand who you're dealing with, and also understand that, hey, man, at any given time, you're on display and you have to be accountable for your own actions. With that, man, we love you out there. We emphatically always say peace, love, and light. Again, subscribe to the channel. Also, check out my man, the Will Is podcast. One of my best friends in the world who also happens to be my family. We found out after being best friends for many years that we're actually kin. So the Will Is podcast. Go check him out. He's dropping a lot of knowledge about culture, about life, about being better. And we running on the same train track. We are here to impact. And that's our goal. You see the light bulb lessons going across the bottom. Go to the website. If you're looking for a leadership coach, you're looking for somebody to sharpen the blade with. You're looking for someone that can coach someone that you know that may need coaching. And we're talking about light. We say it every go round. Love is L. Intellect is I. Greatness is G. H is health, our mental health, our physical health, our spiritual health. And lastly, T, truth. You must speak truth. Again, love y'all out there. Stay inspired as always and never give up, man. Keep pushing. No matter what's going on in the world, no matter how hard, no matter how crazy it gets, keep pushing. Keep moving forward. Have passion. Channel your passion with emotional intelligence the proper way. Love you out there, lastly. And as always, man, we say peace, love, and light, man. We out of here.